In March of 2020, a female Asian elephant walked out of the forest she had lived in her entire life, turned north, and did not stop. Behind her came her family, 16 animals in all, calves stumbling to keep up, and ahead of them lay something no elephant in China had crossed in living memory. Not rainforest, farmland, highways, villages, then towns, then cities holding millions of people. She weighed perhaps 3 tons, and she was leading her children into the most densely engineered landscape on Earth. And she would keep walking for 17 months. Nobody knows why she left. That is not a dramatic flourish. It is the literal position of the Chinese scientists who spent the next year and a half following her. They could not explain it. And here is what makes it stranger. At the moment she stepped out of the Xishuangbanna National Nature Reserve, China had just finished building the most sophisticated elephant surveillance network that has ever existed anywhere in the world. 600 infrared cameras, automated broadcast towers wired into villages, drones with thermal imaging, a system that could spot an elephant and warn a farmer in about 10 seconds. It had been built to watch over exactly these animals, in exactly this forest. And she walked straight out of it. The cameras stared at an empty rainforest while 16 elephants disappeared north into a province of 47 million people. And the country that had built that net was about to discover that it had solved the wrong problem entirely. At first, almost nobody noticed. That is the part people forget when they remember this story as a global spectacle. Wild elephants in Yunnan wander constantly. They move between forest fragments, they cross roads, they raid a field and move on. A herd drifting north out of the reserve in the spring of 2020 was not, at first, an emergency. It was Tuesday. So the herd walked, and the months passed, and they settled for a while in the region around Pu'er, a place famous for its tea. And then, in April of 2021, they moved again. And this time, they did not stop for anything. They went north through the highlands, they crossed rivers, they walked through the cities of Yuxi and Honghe. They pushed into terrain where wild elephants had not been recorded for centuries. In some accounts, not since the Ming Dynasty. And they left a trail behind them that was impossible to ignore. Flattened corn, trampled rice, broken fences. They raided farms. They walked into a village and drank the water. At one point, they got into a retirement home. In the town of Eshan, they wandered the streets for 6 hours, while residents were ordered to stay indoors and watched them from windows. Chen Mingyong, an Asian elephant expert cited by state media, said plainly that this was the longest distance migration of wild elephants ever recorded in China. And when he was asked why, the best explanation he could offer was that their leader might simply have made a mistake. He suggested she lacked experience and led the whole group astray. That was the theory. A wrong turn, sustained for 500 kilometers. It would turn out to be far more interesting than that, but the real answer would not arrive until the elephants had nearly reached a city of 7 million people, and it would embarrass everyone. The elephants of Yunnan were not supposed to be a problem at all. They were supposed to be a triumph, and by every conventional measure, they were. Asian elephants are the largest land animal in Asia, and China sits at the absolute northern edge of their range. They survive in the country only in the tropical south of Yunnan province, in Xishuangbanna, Pu'er, and Lincheng, and by the second half of the 20th century, they were nearly gone. In 1976, the count of wild Asian elephants in Yunnan stood at around 140 animals. That was the entire national population. They had been hunted, and their forest had been cleared for rubber and tea and farmland. And by the 1980s, what remained of their habitat was severely fragmented and isolated, broken into islands of green in a sea of agriculture. Then China did something about it. The elephants were placed under first-class national protection, the strictest category the country has. Hunting them stopped. Nature reserves went up, and Xishuangbannas became the centerpiece. More than 240,000 hectares of protected tropical rainforest, roughly 1.5 times the area of London. The forest was guarded, the trees were allowed to grow, and it worked. The population climbed, it doubled, From roughly 140 animals in the 1970s, China's wild Asian elephants recovered to more than 300, a genuine conservation success in a country often assumed to have none. But a growing population of 3-ton animals produces a problem that nobody had planned for. The elephants started coming out of the forest. They came into the fields at night and ate the crops that families depended on. In Dadugang Township, a young man named Yang Jun grew up in a village beside the reserve, knowing elephants existed but never seeing one. To him, they were something between a legend and a rumor. Then, as the population grew, they arrived. His family farmed rice and corn, and every harvest his parents lived with the knowledge that a single night could erase the entire year's work. He watched elephants trample his family's fields and felt, in his own account, angry and completely helpless. The villagers tried the obvious things. They tried noise, they tried flashlights. None of it worked. And the stakes were not merely financial, because when a person walking home in the dark surprises an elephant, the elephant sometimes kills them. People were being injured. People were dying. So Yunnan built the net. In November of 2019, working with the Zhishuangbana Forestry and Grassland Bureau, engineers deployed what has been described as the world's first Asian elephant protection, monitoring and warning system, running on 4G and 5G, fiber, cloud computing, and a mesh of connected sensors. In August of 2020, the early warning system launched properly, and its specifications are genuinely startling. 600 infrared cameras watching around the clock, 177 intelligent broadcasting sets, wired to loudspeakers in the villages, coverage across the 38 areas where elephants most often appear. When a camera detects an elephant, the system pushes an alert to a mobile app and triggers the broadcast, and the entire chain, from the animal stepping into frame to a warning reaching the people in its path, takes between 10 and 15 seconds. Rangers can rotate the cameras 360 degrees from a phone in their hand. Drones with thermal imaging fly at night when elephants move and human eyes are useless. For the men and women who patrol these forests, it was a total transformation of the job. Dong Rui, a ranger with the Mengyang Management and Conservation Bureau inside the reserve, described the old method of raising the alarm when elephants were spotted coming. Word of mouth. One person, running, shouting. That was the warning system. Now the same ranger watches a live feed and swivels a camera lens with his thumb. And the results were exactly what you would hope. Tan Shuji, who heads the Asian Elephant Monitoring Center at the Reserve's Research Institute, reported that in the areas the system covers, human-elephant conflict stopped, not decreased. Stopped. 0 injuries. But the net had a shape, and the shape was the problem. It was built around the reserve, because that is where the elephants were supposed to be. And while the engineers were installing those 600 cameras, 16 elephants were already walking north, out of the frame, out of the coverage, out of the plan. And the reason they were leaving was about to invert everything China believed about how you save a species. If a story about the most watched animals on Earth walking out of the frame, and the answer nobody wanted to hear, is worth your time, take a moment to subscribe, because the explanation for why they left is the part that changed the science. By the end of May 2021, the situation had stopped being a curiosity and become a national emergency. On the 27th of May, Shen Qingzhong, chief engineer at the Zhishuangbana Reserve, and a man with more than 3 decades of experience studying these animals, joined the command center that had been stood up to deal with the herd. Because the herd was now approaching Kunming. Kunming is the capital of Yunnan, a city of roughly 7 million people. On the 2nd of June, 2021, the elephants reached its outskirts, about 20 kilometers from the urban core. They had walked 500 kilometers from home. What China did in response has no real precedent. A task force of 360 people tracked the animals continuously with 76 vehicles and 9 drones. Reports at the time described tens of thousands of police officers involved in the wider operation, and more than 1,000 vehicles committed to it. Roads were closed ahead of the herd so it could cross safely. Traffic across a provincial capital was rerouted around 14 elephants. Barriers went up. Trucks dumped corn and pineapple and bananas along chosen routes, not to trap the animals but to steer them, to make one path more appetizing than another. An entire province trying to persuade a family of elephants to take a left turn. Drones hung overhead through the night, and their infrared feeds went out live, and the country fell in love. The drone images let officials count them precisely, and the census read like a family tree. 6 adult females, 3 adult males, 3 juveniles, and 3 calves. Not a herd, a household. Hundreds of thousands of people followed the herd's progress. When a drone captured the elephants sleeping in a heap in a forest clearing, calves tucked against adults, the image went around the world. And underneath the charm was a hard fact that the authorities never lost sight of. 14 wild elephants were loose in a landscape of millions of people. And if this went wrong, someone would die. It never did go wrong, not once. In 17 months and 1,300 kilometers, through cities and farms and highways, not a single person was killed by these animals, and not a single elephant was killed either. Meanwhile, Shen Qingzhong and his colleagues were closing in on the answer to the question everyone was asking, and it was not the one anybody wanted. The elephants had not left because they were lost. They had left because they were hungry, and they were hungry because the protection had worked too well. Here is the mechanism, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Asian elephants do not eat tall trees. They eat what grows low: grasses, shrubs, bamboo, the soft green stuff of the understory, the layer that lives near the ground. That layer needs sunlight, and sunlight only reaches the forest floor, where the canopy above is broken, where there are gaps, clearings, edges, disturbance. For decades, China had guarded the Sichuan-Bana rainforest with real discipline. It stopped the logging. It stopped the clearing. It let the forest do what an undisturbed tropical forest does, which is grow up and close over. The canopy thickened into a solid ceiling, and beneath that ceiling in the dark, the elephant's food supply quietly died. Shen described parts of the reserve bluntly as too well protected. Ahimsa Campos Arcades, a professor who studies these animals, described the same physics. A higher canopy blocks more sunlight, so fewer edible plants grow in the understory. So there is less food for elephants inside the very reserves built to save them. So the population that conservation had doubled was now trapped in a forest that conservation had made inedible. And just outside the fence line, in every direction, humans had planted enormous quantities of corn, rice, sugarcane, and banana, all of it low, sunlit, sweet, and undefended. The reserve had become a beautiful, protected, empty pantry, surrounded by an all-you-can-eat buffet. The elephants were not lost. They were shopping, and the 600 cameras, the broadcast towers, the drones, the entire magnificent net had been engineered on an assumption that had just collapsed, that the elephants belonged inside the reserve, and the job was to warn people when they came out. Then the journey nearly ended in disaster anyway. In the summer of 2021, a large male broke away from the herd and struck out alone. He covered more than 190 kilometers by himself, drifting near populated areas, feeding on what officials put out for him, and raiding villages when they did not. An elephant weighing 1.8 tons, alone, unpredictable, next to towns. Authorities decided the risk to the public was too high, tranquilized him, and trucked him home. Vets found no injuries. On release, he walked into the rainforest and went straight into a river. But the rest of the herd was still hundreds of kilometers north, and the experts were openly pessimistic. The rivers had swollen with the rains, and a swollen river is a wall to a calf. The farmland the elephants were sitting in was full of food, which gave them no reason at all to leave. Shen said the abundance of crops might simply be making them hesitate. The command center watched them shuffle a few kilometers southwest and then stop for a day. The worry hardening among specialists was that the herd might not go home, that it might simply settle 400 kilometers north of its range in the middle of Chinese farmland permanently, And then, on a night in early August of 2021, the elephants crossed the Yuanjiang River. It was the barrier that mattered. And once they were over it, the National Forestry and Grassland Administration confirmed the herd had entered suitable habitat. A path was cleared for them. They kept moving south. And in August of 2021, 17 months and roughly 1,300 kilometers after a matriarch turned north, the herd came home. They had not come back the same. 2 elephants had returned home separately during the journey. One male had been carried back asleep in a truck. And somewhere along that road, in a country of highways and farmland and drones, a calf had been born, an elephant whose entire early life had been spent on the longest walk its species has ever made in China. The system that had been staring at an empty forest went back to work, and its numbers since are hard to argue with. By June of 2023, the Xishuangbanna Early Warning Network had issued 10,849 alerts and captured more than 2.69 million photographs of wildlife. And Tan Suji reported that no human-elephant conflicts had occurred in the areas around the reserve that it covered. The technology spread. Villagers became monitors. Yang Jun, the young man who once stood in his family's ruined corn feeling helpless, is among those now trained to fly the drones and track the animals. What was a rural crisis became a profession. Li Zhongyun, a ranger who walks 33-kilometer patrols through dense forest along the border with Laos, finished work one evening, arrived home, and got a message on his phone telling him a herd was lingering near a community in Menghai County, and that anyone working outside should take care. The herd was 270 kilometers away. He read the alert and exhaled. That is what the net does now. It tells a man in one valley what an elephant is doing in another, hours before it could ever matter. Across the prefecture, more than 35,000 warnings have gone out since 2022, heading off over 700 potential confrontations. Scaled up nationally, the picture is larger still. A report released in July of 2026 stated that since 2022, the system has issued more than 210,000 alerts and prevented over 1,000 potential human-elephant conflicts. China now has 11 nature reserves across wild Asian elephant habitat, covering 5,098 square kilometers. But the most revealing thing in that report is not a camera, or an alert, or a drone. It is a garden. Having worked out that its elephants were starving inside their own sanctuary, China began deliberately planting food for them outside the shade. More than 800 hectares of dedicated feeding grounds have now been established across Yunnan, sown with the specific low sunlit vegetation that Asian elephants prefer to eat. And the people who run them call them elephant canteens. It is the exact inverse of the instinct that created the crisis. The lesson of 1,300 kilometers was not that the fence needed to be higher or the cameras sharper. It was that a rainforest sealed away and left alone had become the one place an elephant could not eat, and that if you want the animals to stay, you have to open the canopy and grow them a meal. The matriarch who walked out in March of 2020 was never lost, and she was never rebelling. She was doing what her species has done for 1,000,000 years, which is leave when the food runs out, and the most advanced animal surveillance system on Earth could do nothing but watch her go and eventually understand her. And if you want more true stories like this one, where the answer turns out to be the opposite of what everyone assumed, subscribe, and the next one will be waiting for you.